So here's another one. This one I chose because it should have USB 3 functionality. Ports on the motherboard, so you can basically build breakout boxes and attach them to the front of your case, so you can have easy access. Let's have a look what we've got here then. So that's the main board. It's quite large, as you can see. So let's get it out the case, the box, sorry. Let's first have a look and see what we have in the box. So what they give you is 2 SATA cables, which is quite handy. I stand corrected, they seem to have given me 3. That's handy. We seem to have some extra parts here, which seem to be for the hard drive LEDs, basically all your switches and what have you. Then we've got one of these I/O shields. Quite nice actually, because on this particular one it shows you all the various icons for what they do, such as USB, mouse and keyboard. Yeah, it's quite a nice one. As always, ASUS does give you good documentation. So we've got some sort of little leaflet there. ASUS AMD R2.0 series SATA mode notice. Just advising you of all the various functions. Quick start guide. So this is probably quite useful and good idea to read it actually. Because it gives you the facility of working things out quickly. And then obviously you get quite a chunky manual. Now it might seem quite chunky, but I suspect you'll have lots of languages. So when you get a big manual, don't despair, because sometimes there might only be a few pages in English. Obviously you get a CD, and there's also a sticker in there. So you can put it on the front of your PC if you want people to recognise that you've got an ASUS product. Quite nice, I think. Yeah. This motherboard is Windows 8.1 ready. However, it is compatible with Windows 7, and I suspect there will be some updates for it for Windows 10. And then obviously you've got quite a large manual, which is quite extensive, showing you all the ins and outs of your various components. So let's put the actual motherboard on the box, because that's what people recommend. So we're going to take it out of the anti-static bag, which protects it from discharges during transit. And let's have a look at it in more detail. So here we have RAM modules here. The light blue, basically tells you that it's the dual channel RAM areas. So if you're going to put RAM in and you've got 2 sticks, you put them in the blue slots basically. If you've got 4, you'd use them all. Now, as I was talking about my last motherboard that I got, which I decided to send back to the retailer, is it has a 19-pin USB port socket. What that means is if you've got USB 3 at the front of your PC, you can input front-facing devices at the front of your machine rather than having to go around the back all the time. So all you do is you plug it in there and you've got USB 3 functionality on the front of your PC rather than having to go around the back. So what else have we got here? Well, we've got two PCIe Express ports, so obviously you can put two graphic cards there if you want to, and the standard PCIe 1 ports for adding functionality, sound cards or USB hubs, that sort of thing. Now it comes with legacy PCI ports, two of them. Now a lot of people might think we don't use them anymore. Well, to be fair, there are devices that you can get. I've actually recently got an ASUS sound card which has a Dolby decoding chip on it, and it was PCI only. And when it comes to sound cards, you don't really need to use PCIe because sound cards don't tend to use the bandwidth of PCIe. So yeah, if you've ever got some old cards, maybe a few Firewire cards, you'll want a PCI slot. So let's move on to what in and outs we've got around the side, which many people will show you a motherboard but not show you the ports. So here you can see, hopefully you can see on the camera, that we've got a Firewire port, which I think is quite handy if you've got an old camcorder. USB 3. You've got what looks like 4 black standard USB 2.0, and obviously you've got 4 more USB 2.0 that are in red. But the side of them, you've also got eSATA, so you can actually connect external hard drives through SATA, which is quite handy. And then you've got your audio, as well as the digital audio as well, the SPDIF. So that's the ports. Hopefully you can see that in the camera. And hopefully this is a good show and tell of this particular motherboard, which is the m5a97 Evo R2.0. So that's the motherboard. It retails for around the £70 mark, possibly £90. This actually has 6 SATA ports. I think I need to show you that before I say goodbye, because they have started mounting them sideways like that. So if you see a picture and it's got something on, because sometimes I'll just take a picture of the top and you'll just see 2 SATA ports and think it hasn't got 6, because the descriptions might not be very good. If you see a picture where you've got like a little raised hump here, there's a good chance you've got at least 2 or 4 more on there. So in terms of fan outputs, we seem to have about 4 fan sockets for attaching external fans, and you can always use extenders and extensions to increase that number. And this is an AMD socket, AD, I think it's AD2 and 3 plus, and that's basically it really. There's nothing really spectacular about motherboards except of what they can do, and they range in price from as low as £40 all the way up to 200. So I went for something that was in between. Hopefully this will be sufficient for my FX AMD processor when that turns up, which is a dual core. This actual motherboard will support 8 cores, so you can get an 8 core processor and you shouldn't have any problems. So this is my little show and tell and unboxing of this particular motherboard. Hope this video was helpful, and thank you for watching.